certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
The following is a paid program. Talk 103.7 WTIP and Cable Channel 7 welcome you into Financially Speaking with Jim Taunton. Find us live on radio, TV, the IBX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIPFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genois Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here's your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
And welcome to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here with Jameson Taunton in different locations. He is on Oakmont Drive, and I'm at home, and I'm thankful for that. How are things on Oakmont Drive, Jameson?
Little wet right now.
Yeah, a little wet. It does get wet around there, actually. Must be kind of low. And Greenville Little League practice was canceled today because of the rain. I wonder if they're playing games.
Haven't seen some games. Haven't seen anything indicating otherwise, but we'll see.
Elm Street in particular, they'll play in a monsoon there. It drains very well. But anyway, it's good to be here with you, and we would love to talk to you about something that is pertinent and important to you personally. And that means we need you to call us with your question. And the number here is 561-TALK, 561-8255, 561-8255. Give us a call with your question, and we'll put your name into the drawing for the dinner for two at Ottavola. And I'll even pay the tip. And I'd love to send you out to eat. Ottavola is a great place to eat. I eat there at least once, sometimes twice in a week. So anything that is on your mind, give us a call. We've got some information to give you, but, monologuing is not my favorite thing to do. I'd rather talk to you, have a conversation. So call us during this first break, and we'll take your call when we come back. And again, your name goes into the drawing for the dinner for two at Ottavola. And the number again is 561-8255. We'll be back with you in a couple of minutes.
Ayden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Ayden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Ayden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, along with Jameson. And there's just so much going on right now in the world, but it's incredible that the market has done as well as it has. I mean, there really is nothing much to complain about as far as returns or growth of the market in the last several years, actually, much less the last 12 months. Last 12 months have been very, very good. Let's see.
Bill's on the line, I believe.
Oh, Bill. Okay. Thank you, Bill, for interrupting the monologue. We appreciate that. Go right ahead with your question.
All right, Jim, good evening. Two questions for you.
Good evening.
For the price of one.
That's right.
My first question had to do with the market that you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Help us understand how we can be in a Middle East conflict and the market itself is so absolute bullish at this particular point. What goes into
One word, Bill. It starts with an E. It's earnings.
I got you.
That you stole some of my thunder. In my notes, I was going to talk about earnings. Earnings have been stellar, and they continue to be excellent. The ones that are coming out right now are just like gangbusters. So it's really the fundamentals of companies that is driving the market right now. It has overridden the geopolitical concerns. And, when all is said and done, Iran is, they're 0.38 of the global GDP. So they aren't really a big player except in oil and the ability, of course, to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, which limits the movement of oil in the globe. But, when we had a rumor of the war, it's not really a war, is it? It's more of a military action because there's not a whole lot of fight back from the Iranian side. But when we've had a rumor that the military action was coming to an end, the market would just take off like a rocket. So you can imagine what's going to happen when we actually get definite substantive news that the military action is ending and there is an agreement, the Strait of Hormuz opens back up completely, and on and on and on. I mean, it's even though the market has been up considerably, it's still the mainspring of the market is wound up tight, and as soon as it gets release, it's going to be up even more than it has been. So it certainly is not a time to move assets out of the market. Did that answer your question, Bill?
Absolutely, because at some point I'm wondering where the confidence or the sustained confidence is coming from.
Well,
but
that's
you
it.
Touched on that as far as the base.
Yeah, what drives stock prices? Really, if you could narrow it down to one thing, I mean, there's so many people, different managers that use different metrics and algorithms, and some are tactical and some are strategic, which we'll talk about a little later in the program. So many different things that people look at. But really, when you boil it down, the bottom line to the stock market is earnings. That tells us how companies are doing, just plain and simple. And earnings have been, again, excellent. And we've got the grand finale of earnings yet to come. And that is NVIDIA and Micron. I think when NVIDIA and Micron release their earnings, it's going to be a very positive impetus for the market. I will say NVIDIA has been stuck in a trading range. Now, they broke out of that a few weeks ago, but they settled in again at another trading range. And I think this next earnings release is going to bump them up beyond this trading range. And but Micron, Micron makes the memory, the RAM for computers.
Right.
NVIDIA makes the chips that actually does the processing, the AI chips. And those two companies are extremely important to this build out of AI. And it's not just what they're producing in product and their current earnings. It's the backlog of orders. Google it for yourself. Just Google backlog orders, NVIDIA or Micron. NVIDIA has 2 years of orders on the books, and all they have to do is make the stuff and ship it out. It's phenomenal what's going on right now. So it's been earnings. It is earnings. It's going to be earnings. But when the headwind of this military action ceases, it'll be even better. And I think the market, but by December 31st of this year, is going to be up considerably from where it is right now.
Well, I love your optimism.
I do too. And I'm an
So
optimistic
can I change
guy.
gears with you?
You sure can.
Can I change gears with you on a second question?
You sure can. Go right ahead.
All right. So completely different topic. Has everything to
Okay.
do with Social Security. So I'm going to ask you a really broad question, and you're going to help me understand the specifics better. How about that?
All right. And hopefully
the-
Jameson's listening and he can help us with that too.
All right. The beauty and the horror of research. Okay. The age-old question: 62, 65, 67, 70. What goes into it? Who's right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 50-50. Take it at 62. No, never take it at 62. Only take it at 70. What goes into
Yeah.
making the intelligent choice?
Well, here's I'm going to give you an answer, and it's going to be, Jim's opinion. Number one, rules of thumb never apply to anybody. So if somebody says the rule of thumb is you take it at 62, or you take it at 60 at your full retirement age, or you wait until 70 and a half, you can discount that pretty much. There is no rule of thumb that should drive your financial decisions. It should be based on your personal situation and discussions and calculations and plans that you make with your financial advisor. So there's that. But it all depends on if you are actually retired. Have you retired? Do you need more income? How much would you like to be able to give some money away, to family and what have you? So there's a lot of things that go into the decision, but the decision has to be made with you and your financial advisor individually, looking at your situation and determining what's best for you. I'd say in a lot of cases that, let me talk to you about my case. Me. I know it's hard to believe if you watch the program ever on YouTube, what have you, see my face. I know it's just hard to believe I'm 68 years old. I mean, it's just incredible, really, the way that my face has been preserved over the years. But anyway, no, absolutely. I'm actually taking Social Security right now. I'm drawing. And my wife is too, and she runs my office for me. And she's the same age I am. She'll be 68 in June. So our full retirement age was 66 years and 6 or 8 months. I don't remember which. So we talked about that with my accountant, and he agreed with me that we would go ahead and start the the Social Security income. Now, I have a very nice income. I mean, well above average. So, and that didn't change. I'm still doing exactly what I was doing prior to taking Social Security. So 85% of my Social Security is taxed. And that's the most taxation that can occur on Social Security because it's based on income. And my income is well above the threshold for having it taxed. So I'm paying tax on 85% of my Social Security. And you know what? I don't care. I'm left with much more than I would have been left with had I not taken Social Security. And what we did, we just increased the amount of systematic investment we had going to our investment accounts by the net amount of Social Security we were receiving because we really didn't need the money to live. So that's what we did. Now, if you retire at 62, you need to take Social Security at 62 more than likely to subsidize your income. If you really don't need it, then you could wait until a later date and it'd be a higher number. But one thing I do tell clients, I'm a very pragmatic financial planner, investment advisor. I tell clients things that kind of makes their eyes bug out. But if you get the bad word from the doctor next week, it could blow all of your retirement plans out the window. So you need to enjoy retirement immediately, as soon as you can. And if Social Security, turning that on, is going to give you a little bit extra cash flow that you can travel a little bit more or buy a few more toys or give away a few more dollars to family and you enjoy doing that, then take Social Security, for crying out loud. I don't think there's a terrible decision to be made there, to be honest with you. And I know that there are some national type financial advisors that are so dogmatic, and that's how they get their national platform. That's how they get their pulpit. They're dogmatic and they're loud and bombastic, and that's why they're in the national media. And they'll say that absolutely positively every time you need to do this, that, or the other thing. And it's not true. It's just not true. Did I answer your question, or did I dance all around it and not really answer it?
I ask you a wildly broad question that is really hard to be specific because it's tailored to every person. What I love about what you said was, here's the pragmatic answer to a very general kind of question. And in your advice, here's one thing that stuck with me. If you're retired, enjoy your retirement. Enjoy it now. Yes. Because you're not really, you can plan for the future, but at some point the future is not going to occur.
That's right.
And that's very pragmatic. And I like that.
Bill, I've had, I can't tell you how many clients that were waiting to retire or waiting to turn on Social Security till some magical age. And I asked them, why are you waiting to that age? Well, I grew up thinking you had to be 65 or wait till this or that or the other happens. And they've gotten the bad news from the doctor, and there goes their retirement. So you retire as soon as you are financially able to do so. And hopefully your spouse can do the same, and you can enjoy life together as long as you're as healthy as you're possibly going to be, because your health probably is not going to get any better than it is right now, more than likely. It's probably going to be a gradual. It's just real life is all it is. So, I counsel people not only on money, but I've done some marriage counseling. I've done some life counseling and other things as well. And I've prayed with hundreds of people in my office. I love to do that too. So, it's not just about the dollar sign. There's a lot of other things that goes into decisions. Bill, where are you calling from, by the way?
Where
are you calling?
I was going to say downtown Greenville, but how about the suburbs of Greenville?
The suburbs of Greenville. All right.
Suburbs of Greenville. Yeah.
Do we have suburbs?
Well, I'm going to say
I guess we do.
There you go. There you go.
Greenville's a great place.
Jim,
I mean,
Jim, thanks.
it's a great
thanks
place
for your
to live.
time.
Thank you, and I hope you gave the producer your phone number so you're in the drawing for the dinner for two in Ontavola.
Awesome. Always enjoy your show.
Thank you very much for calling. I really
Keep up
appreciate
the good
that.
work. Thanks, brother.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks, Bill. Bill, that was a super call. And, yeah, that call has gone through, about 2/3 of our time, and I love that. I'd much rather talk to somebody like that about something that, that they want to ask us about. And his name, his voice sounds very familiar, but of course I was not going to ask him his last name on the air. We don't want to give out last names. But anyway, just a great question. It sure is. And I am absolutely transparent on this program for one thing, but I'm also very honest and truthful. Truth is, Jameson, I'm very big on truth. And Jameson is my oldest son. He's 40 years old, I believe. And so he's known me a long time. And I think he would attest to the fact that truth is very important in my paradigm of characteristics and the way I work with clients and treat people. So I'm going to tell you what I truly think. I'm not going to blow smoke up the old derriere. I'm going to tell you honestly what I think about something, and it may not be the popular opinion. And not only individuals listen to this, but competitors listen. I've seen in the past, I've made comments or said something that I was doing, and I basically found out that competitors listen, and they adopted some things, and that's fine. I have no problem with that at all. Really don't. All right, let's go to a quick. Go ahead, Jameson.
Yeah, we're not product pushers. We're investment advisors and financial planners. So, our strategy and our focus is helping clients make the best decision for them, no matter what that is. Sometimes it leads to us doing business with them. Sometimes we say, hey, thanks for the meeting, and they go on their way. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I started in this business in financial services, I should say, in 1979. That just seems like a long time ago. And of course, my business has evolved over the years. I've branched out, added this, and achieved 3 professional designations. But from the beginning, from the very first day, I've always been an independent financial advisor. I've never been paid a salary, provided a secretary in office, none of that. I've been paid on a 1099 from the very first day in this business. And that is a lot different than many, many financial advisors out there. And I'll tell you, in the beginning, it's tough. It was tough. I was building a practice from scratch, and it was difficult. Of course, the rewards now are great. I mean, I'm very, very thankful that I did that. And but anyway, yes, we are independent of any particular company and don't have product on the shelf. Genius Wealth Management is our broker-dealer. I've only had 2 in my whole career, but they are the broker-dealer, and they're the conduit we go through to get the investment product that we want to provide to a client. But, they don't care what we're doing here either, to tell you the truth, except that they do watch over our shoulder with a compliance department and a transaction supervisor to make sure we're not hoodooing people. And I think clients probably would appreciate that. Whew, I don't think we even have time, Jameson, to go to a break. So I guess we'll just forget that mid-program break. But I will say this. We have had technical difficulties on this program for about 3 weeks, and I think it's been solved. Don't you, Jameson?
Seems like it. Internet
Jameson,
reliability is a big deal.
Yeah, he was glitching. The video was glitching, audio was cutting in and out, and Jameson made a little change and is set up there, and it's been clear as a bell and solid. So I think we have definitely solved that issue. That's a good thing. Now we got to solve the issue with Facebook. We're simulcasting on YouTube now. That's still going strong. I've got it actually pulled up on my phone. I just checked it out. But Facebook, they're getting a message that permissions are not what they're supposed to be, and that's happened only in the last couple of weeks. And I think they're going to find out that Facebook has put us in Facebook jail for some reason. And that's why I quit going on Facebook, a couple of years ago. I was doing it live, and it just seemed like every other week, I was getting a notification from them. I'll tell you a funny story. We have a few minutes. And this is this is not money related at all. And all this information I put together, I guess we'll use next week, unless Jameson comes up with something he'd like to talk about. But there was one notification I received from Facebook that I was going to be in Facebook jail. So the account was frozen. I couldn't simulcast the program. And the reason they gave was I gave an unreasonable body image on the air. And look, at that time I might have been 66, and I'm in decent shape, but I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was Mr. Universe. I mean, I don't have that going on. And I got to thinking, I said, what in the world could it be? What happened? What was different about that show than every other show I've done? And I remembered that I actually do this program at home in my home office, and I've got a big window sitting in front of me, and the sun sets right in front of me. And I wanted the people to see what I was seeing. So I actually stood up, and I turned the camera around so they could see the sunset and turned it back around. So when I stood up, they saw, my all the way down to my waist, I guess. And I'm assuming that Facebook probably has an algorithm that looks at all these live shows on Facebook. And if it spots something, it'll automatically kick it out. And I would have to appeal to Facebook to get my page reinstated. And I had to do that so many other times. I said, forget it. I'm coming off Facebook, not doing it anymore. They're difficult, very difficult to deal with. YouTube has been wonderful. I mean, I've had nothing but good results from Facebook. I mean, people are able to see it. I'm wondering, Jameson, if we'll be able to share this YouTube video on the Facebook page. Instead of having, live on Facebook, can we share that YouTube video on Facebook? And that'll kind of replace what was going on if my Facebook is still available.
I don't see why not. I was wondering maybe if you changed your password or something and that messed them up. But
yeah.
We'll get it straight.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. Great call. And listen, if you're listening and you you haven't called and you've got a question out there and you just are kind of afraid to do it, let's just call and have a conversation. That's all it is. Call and ask a question. For one thing, your name goes into the drawing for the Dinner for Two at Atabola. That's worth the call anyway. But give us a call next week and let's chat.
Yeah, I was gonna add to the question about the Social Security. I think in most cases, we've kind of given the advice, go ahead and start Social Security, get paid for as long as you possibly can. But, it's kind of a case-by-case thing, and we can put pen to paper and, see if you start now and you get paid for a certain amount of time, how much would the total you receive be versus waiting a few years. And, I think
that's right.
It just all depends. I mean, we had a case recently where there was a lady that was receiving some Social Security from her husband who had passed, and then was looking to start hers and was comparing the options of starting at the first retirement age, I think 65, versus waiting until maybe 69 or 70. And it was just such a big difference that we ended up going that way because she didn't necessarily need the income. So it's different.
The calculations we've done typically is the difference between age 62 and full retirement age. In a lot of cases, it takes you 13 to 17 years to recoup the difference, to recoup that lost income you didn't get. And that's just too long in most cases. All right, we've got music in our ears, Jameson. Appreciate you joining me. And as always, this is Jim Taunton and Jameson Taunton helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones.